All right, there was a town, a Jewish town, and there was the rabbi of the town, and he was a Chassid of, I don't remember, I think Chernobyl Chassid, a Chernobyl Chassid, and the rabbi of the town, he was a great rabbi, but there was a man in the town, a butcher. The butcher of the town, also a religious Jew, that made tremendous trouble for the rabbi, tremendous trouble for the rabbi. Once the rabbi checked the meat that was there, and it wasn't kosher according to his standards, and he closed it. Since then, the butcher declared war against the rabbi. Declared war against the rabbi. This butcher was a rich man, and he was popular, and he really knew how to talk, and he gradually turned a whole big group of the people in the town, the Jews in the town, against the rabbi. The rabbi is stupid. The rabbi doesn't know law. The rabbi made a mistake. The rabbi is too severe. The rabbi is too lenient. The rabbi only cares about himself. The rabbi takes bribes. Whatever you want to, any sort of a hint that he could make something wrong about the rabbi, he did. Good. Half of the people didn't believe all these things, or let's say 3/4 didn't believe. But the 1/4 that did really made trouble for the rabbi, really terrible troubles for the rabbi. and the rabbi's life was like hell on earth. He didn't know what to do. One day, the butcher announced that he's leaving. He's leaving the town. He doesn't want to be in a town with such a terrible rabbi. He's leaving the town. Decided he's going to leave the town. He's moving his butcher shop to another place. He's letting somebody else do the butcher. He's leaving the town. So of course the rabbi is tremendously happy. The rabbi is tremendously happy. Excuse me. And he leaves the town, and the rabbi has a year of quiet, of peace in the town. One day, the Rebbe of Chernobyl comes to the town where the rabbi is, and the rabbi makes a big meal for him, a Shabbos. He spends the Shabbos over there, a big Shabbos meal. And who comes? The butcher. The butcher is now moved to another place, but he's also a follower of the rabbi. And he says they're making l'chaims and toasts and everything like that, and let bygones be bygones. And the butcher stands up and he says, I want to ask the Rebbe for a blessing. I have decided I want to move back to this town. I want to move back to the town, and I want to stay here and make my place. I enjoy, this is my place, I want to be here. So the rabbi is saying, oh, no, please, and he's looking at the rabbi, please, please. And he's looking at the Rebbe of Chernobyl. And so the Rebbe of Chernobyl says, it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, wonderful idea. You should come back. And the rabbi of the town is going to the Rebbe of Chernobyl. No. The rabbi of Chernobyl obviously knows what's going on, and he says he should come back. So he came back, and he starts making trouble for the rabbi again. Terrible problems. Okay, as if those problems were not bad enough, there used to be in those days what were called chaperim. Chaperim were Jews, real, terrible Jews, and they used to work together with the army, and they would come into towns, and they would check out where the young people are, and then they would go back to the army. Now, when the army would come into the towns to draft young people into the army, so they would hide them. They would hide the young people. They would hide them away. But these stinkers, they were called stinkers. They came into there was another word for them also, chappers. They're also called chappers. So chappers, chap means to grab. They would come into the town and they would make note of where these boys were, and then they would give them to the government. Well, it happened that these people came into the town, and someone noticed who they were, and someone else went up, someone went up on top of a building and threw like heavy bricks down on these chappers, and bricks from the top of the building down on top of them, and killed them. And when they heard about this, so the governor, or the general of the army, got really angry because he was to work, and he sent soldiers and grabbed the rabbi and put the rabbi in prison, and announced that if the true murderers do not come forth, the true ones who threw this bricks down. If they don't come forth, then we're going to kill the rabbi. We're going to kill the rabbi. And the whole town prayed, and everyone was praying, and everyone was worried, and this. And the 3 days passed. The murderers didn't come, and so they took the rabbi and they took him out into the center of the town, made everybody come and watch, put a scaffold up there, put a rope around his neck, and said, "Okay, we mean business. If the murderer does not confess, we're going to kill the rabbi." All of a sudden, the butcher stood up. And the butcher stood up and said, "Don't kill the rabbi." Said, "Everybody knows how I hate the rabbi. Everybody knows that I want, but the fact of the matter is that I threw the bricks down. I threw the bricks down. The big heavy bricks, I threw them down. And if you have any doubts about it, here are the bricks where they are on the ground. Look how I lift the bricks up." He showed he lifted the bricks. They were very heavy. Each brick like 150 pounds. I lift the bricks up. See, I'm a power of that. I was the one that did it. I was the one that did it. I hate the rabbi, but I can't stand to see an innocent man die because of what I did. And I'll do it again. If I would, I'll do it again. There's no problem. They came to grab Jewish children. It won't happen in our country. And immediately they took the butcher and they hung him. They hung him. So now everyone realized that the butcher was a very good person. It was a good thing that he was. That's the reason why the Rebbe told the butcher to come back, so that he would confess to the sin. So they buried the butcher with honors and everything like that. 3 days later, there come 3 young men to the rabbi. And they said, "Rebbe, we came from far away. We heard that they hung the butcher because he threw the bricks down." He said, "Yes, they hung him." He admitted he took it. He said, "But he didn't throw the bricks down. We're the ones that did it. We're the ones that did it. We saw the choppers coming, and we went up on the thing. The bricks were very heavy. We lifted them up and we threw them down on the choppers. We were the ones that killed them. We did it." So suddenly the rabbi realized that this butcher that hated him so much that he did 2 things. Not only did he admit to the crime, but he didn't even commit the crime. He was willing to die in the place of the rabbi. He realized that the crowd, the congregation needed the rabbi more than they needed him. So it comes to show that sometimes a person who appears to be your worst enemy can in fact be the one that cares about you more than he cares about himself. And in the end, that's going to be the secret of the unity of the Jewish people. Not to die for another person, but to live, to help others, and to try to see the good in everyone. Have a good day with Mashiach now. See you all tomorrow, Friday, God willing, together. Welcome, Menachem. Hope to see you again. Shalom uvracha.
Thank you. Have a Yom Tov.
Yom Tov.